2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here. Shaq's here. Kenny's here. Welcome to this edition of 2K Sports. And coming up in just a bit, tip-off will be live from Salt Lake City as the Jazz go up against the Houston Rockets. And for Houston, they know that great teams win these types of games on the road. They're definitely the better team, and they're looking to show it tonight. Tonight, two teams that crash the glass. Kenny, when you think of the great rebounders in this league, what are some of their key attributes?
Oh, they get that position, and then they hold it. They maintain it. That's the key.
Maintaining the position.
Yes, because you can get pushed under. And if you come down with the rebound yourself, you can't do it, let's say, just tip it out. Great rebounders do that too. They'll just tip it out to the guards, and then we can start the fast break.
What's the key to good rebounding?
You got to assume every shot is going to be missed. And, Ernie, nothing replaces great hustle.
Oh, that's true. That is so true.
I could box you out.
I know you
I would
could.
keep you off the glass.
Oh, no question.
Yeah. Yeah. Kevin Harlan standing by.
You and your 6 rings.
There you go again.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
The beautiful, dramatic setting here in Salt Lake City, Utah becomes apparent when you get a look at the aerial shot of the surroundings. On the road looking for a win against a Western Conference rival, the Houston Rockets are getting ready for this thing to get started. Welcome, everybody. Glad you decided to spend your Thursday night with us here at 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge is on our sideline. This game will wrap up the homestand here for the Jazz. There's no question this game will put them to the test. Facing off against a team that has every expectation of beating them, they'll need to play a complete game to snare a win.
And seeing where Utah is, they haven't looked anything like the team we thought they'd be this year. Still such a long way to go. They could be in line for a long, tumultuous season.
Yeah, that's the sense you get, isn't it? I mean, the important thing is that they don't panic here. Stick to the basics and work out of this slump without trying to do too much at one time.
And as things get ready to roll, let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's on the sideline. David?
Thank you, Kevin. Well, we know Rockets coach Mike D'Antoni was the architect of the 7 seconds or less offense in Phoenix. But he says we should have been more aggressive. We kept asking, is it too many threes? Now, there's no such thing. Kevin?
Great stuff, D.A. Thanks. And kind of rare, a battle of the pivot men tonight, Clark. What are some of the traditional things a center you think can still do to help his team win in this era of basketball?
Well, I think there are a number of things. One, you think about taking up space at both ends, being a rim protector defensively, and also quarterbacking the defense from behind the perimeter defenders is one way. And then on the offensive end, banging that glass, setting solid screens, again, using size to take up space and put pressure on the defense.
There'll always be room for the big man in this game, though, don't you think?
Oh, I don't think there's any question about it. His role changes, what all he does changes, but some of the basics never go out of style.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting 5 on the floor. So on the floor for Houston, Paul and Harden are the incredible backcourt duo. Green is out there with P.J. Tucker, and it's Capella in at the 5.
And right there, Rubio doing what he does, seeing the floor, exploring the defense, finding the open man, and getting him the ball.
Now, here is Harden over Mitchell. Harden, no good. And the Jazz pushing it up now. And for so long, it seems Derek Favors had played in a crowded front court, but still can get the job done.
And Favors has shown his versatility and impact in spot minutes his whole career. Every team can use a player like Favors. He just eats up space inside and can play that tough D. Offensively, I think he'd like to get back to where he was around 2015, and hopefully he'll find the chances to do so.
And that one falls for Favors. He hits one and misses one, each at the line. And you look at James Harden, Coach Mike D'Antoni, and the Rocket front office. It really does seem like a match made in heaven.
Yeah, I think the alignment of the front office and coaching staff really in harmony. And a star in Harden, who's the best in the world at delivering in that system. Chris Paul part of the mix too. That's a pretty good fit, it looks like to me.
That one is off. Houston making a switch here. Nene's checked in. Good on the second free throw. First quarter of play, 1 minute played. Harden against Mitchell. From the arc. Gobert pulls it in.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Favors, and Derek Favors with the slam.
Man, he sure can get off the floor.
He one of the best in the business, absolutely.
Boy, he makes it look easy. He is an absolutely imposing finisher around the rim.
And so here is Houston following the bucket by the Jazz. On the wing, Harden. He's covered by Favors. And here's Green outside. Trains the three-pointer.
That shot was made possible by the work of Nene setting the screen.
Ball against Rubio. Pass to Gobert. Mitchell outside. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back.
And that's how you answer back.
Exactly, Greg. I mean, go right back at him. Show him you can shoot from outside all night long.
Now, here is Harden. He picked up 27 points in their last win against the Timberwolves in Minneapolis. Rubio left side. Oh, the lob to Gobert. And taken away by Paul. Harden with it. Now defended by Mitchell. To the inside. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
Look at the intensity of Nene, one of the strongest guys in the game. Phenomenal at scoring the ball inside.
The Rockets shooting their first free throw attempt on the night.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Those are good numbers for any team. I mean, they can feel extremely good about their free throw shooting percentage this season.
And at this point of the season, Clark, we can see which teams have the better depth, the better bench. If you would talk about the importance of having a strong bench over the long haul.
For contending teams, I think it's a difference maker because it allows you to work through the length of the season in a more measured way, which gives your key players rest. You spread out the minutes over more players, so that tends to lend itself to freshness as you get ready for the playoffs. I don't know if you can overstate the value of a quality bench when you're a team that's expected to make a deep run in the playoffs.
Oh, I love that dish down low.
Utah leading by 3. Rubio finds Gobert. Got a piece of it. Pass to Favors. Shoots over Capella. Favors can't get it to go.
Well, you know what? All good things must come to an end, and they finally miss after making their first 4.
Here's Paul. It's good. The assist that time from Harden.
And we know Paul's not the biggest guy in the league. Far from it. But that does not stop him from finding ways to score inside.
Now, here's Mitchell. He had a 30-point outing their last game against San Antonio.
And made a big mark at the free throw line as well. He got himself to the strike a lot and cashed in when he had his chances.
Now here's Green following the miss by Donovan Mitchell. Harden's shot is off.
You know, he might want to think about deferring for a while. He's had his chances this quarter, but just not able to convert. And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from three. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
And it's the Rockets with the ball, following the three-pointer by Utah.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
From deep Ingles. Rebounded by Capella. Utah comes into this one after the win against San Antonio.
And once they established that flow offensively, really never got any resistance from the D.
And you know, Greg, they were sinking shots left and right, and that's got to be demoralizing for the defense. They were in a real zone.
And here's Rubio, following the three from Chris Paul. Bounce pass from Favors. And Clint Capella is going to pick up a foul. That's his first foul. And the Jazz with some changes. Udo comes in for Derek Favors. And it's Crowder in for Joe Ingles. And the Rockets making a change here as well. Eric Gordon, he's checked in for Green. Now, here's Mitchell. He's got 5. It's tipped. And they get it back. And slam dunk by Gobert. Harden with it. He kicks it to Paul. And the foul called on Donovan Mitchell. That's his first foul. A different look for Utah. Kyle Korver, he's checked in for Gobert. Dante Exum comes in for Mitchell. And Raul Neto subbed in for Ricky Rubio. Houston also making some changes. Kenneth Faried, he's checked in for Capella. Mon Shumpert has come in for James Harden. And it's Austin Rivers in for Paul. Just 3 to shoot from the top of the key. No good off the back of the rim.
You just make the assumption that's going down. I mean, an uncontested mid-range jumper, I think he should have buried it, but you know what? He didn't. It happened.
And Kyle Korver picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Rockets trail by 3. Rivers scanning the floor. Gordon against Korver. And Faried kicks to Shumpert. Another miss by Houston. And it's Neto with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Utah Jazz. Outside Crowder. Now here's Exum. Guarded by Shumpert. And there's Korver on the assist by Exum. Korver's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Now here's Rivers. D right on him. Rebound Utah.
Boy, incredible effort on defense. Refusing to give him an uncontested layup. Nothing easy.
And stolen by Gordon. Oh, and a fast break for the Rockets. And here we go. It's good. Nene's got 5.
Boy, I love Eric Gordon as a combo guard. He's a multi-talented player who can play either guard position.
Here's Neto. He's guarded by Rivers. Neto kicks to Crowder. The tray. And Shumpert pulls it down.
Perfectly played defensively there. He made that a very difficult look.
Rivers gets a wide open look. A three-pointer off the mark. Jazz leading by 4. Here's Neto. And that comes off the assist by Exum.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Greg, you're exactly right. I mean, everything seems to be dropping. Impressive scoring here.
Here's Shumpert after the basket by Utah. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Tell you what, fellas, he is fun to watch when he's working like that and getting to the hoop.
Utah's gone 3 of 5 from three-point land so far in the ballgame. Here's Neto. He's guarded by Rivers. And Faried sends it back.
Hey, the terrific instincts and timing that Faried has, coupled with his reach, that lets him block a lot of shots.
For Utah, they've gone 8 of 14 from the field in the first quarter. And Austin Rivers out of Duke, an elusive 6'4" combo guard.
I mean, a great handle, and he's found most of his offensive success with this development as a long-range shooter. It's gotten to the point now where you want him to put it on the deck.
Now here's Shumpert. Udo missing his last shot. Left side, Shumpert. Over Udo. And the Rockets getting another bucket right there.
Great awareness. No reason to take it inside there against the taller man.
Yeah, he knew he had him beat, Greg. I mean, that was clear. Took advantage of the space he had and then calmly and quietly drained it from the mid-range. That's good basketball.
And a first time out of the game called for Utah. Head coaches obviously get the attention in all sports, Clark, but the assistants also play very big roles. How do you build chemistry as a coaching staff?
You know, I've never coached, but I've watched a lot of coaches. I think first and foremost, you appreciate your assistant coaches, and then you give them room to grow and develop as coaches. And you share with them the building of the team and the coaching of the team. And that, to me, I think, if you serve your assistant coaches as they're serving you, I think that's how you build the best chemistry.
And loyalty's got to be big among that group on that sideline, doesn't it? Loyal to each other.
Big time. Loyalty to one another, and then also a common focus on really serving the players to the best of their ability collectively.
Well, last season, a tough one for Crowder. It was moved from Boston to Cleveland and then moved again over to Utah at the deadline. Also struggled mightily with his shot and just had a down year.
Clint Capella, he's checked in for the Rockets. And with Crowder, his struggles were part of why Cleveland gave up on him so easily.
And you wonder who the real Jay Crowder is, the one we saw in Cleveland or the one we saw in Boston. My guess is somewhere in the middle. I think his defense should pick back up, and we know that he can be a better scorer than he has shown the last calendar year.
Rivers can't get it to go.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Well, I don't think there's any question about it. They came focused and ready to play. I mean, they're doing everything they can to put things in their favor. You earn that, and they're actually earning it well right now.
Here's Capella. 9 points last game out.
Great reflexes to get a hand on that pass and go the other way with it.
Crowder from outside. It's rebounded by Houston. Capella's got rebound number 5 here tonight. And out of bounds as the Rockets gain possession. And a look at the recent power rankings. Some interesting stories here in the early part of December. Take a look at the Rockets. They're gaining on some of the teams above them, trying hard to crack into that top 5.
And when you look at Utah, they've had an interesting start to the year. Lately, they've put together some nice wins, and you get the general sense that their confidence is growing.
Now Shumpert after the missed 3 from Jay Crowder. And that comes off the assist by Exum. Exum's got 3 assists tonight. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Jazz.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
And also defensively, they've been able to cause some turnovers tonight, and that also builds confidence and gives you momentum.
Capella and the rejection by Udo. And it's out of bounds to the Rockets as Houston retains possession. Gordon outside. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Capella. Let's bring up the 2K leaderboard and see which teams made the most of their opportunities on the offensive glass this month. 5th best, the Rockets.
And they've really put an emphasis on offensive rebounding. And guys, it's paying off. The second chance points are coming in bunches.
Neto kicks to Udo. Outside Crowder. Back to Udo. That's going to be out of bounds. The Jazz will retain possession. There's 1:26 left to play in the first quarter. And here's Korver from the arc. It doesn't go for him. The Rockets go the other way with it. Last time they met in Houston.
And the previous meeting was a win for them and a huge day for the bench. The reserves really stepped it up with their scoring.
Greg, we know how important it is when you can go to your reserves without much drop-off. in production. It gives you a big advantage. I know they'd love to see that again tonight.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Buries the long-range jumper.
Not the biggest fan of that shot, but he had the space to get it off, so why not?
Rivers passes to Shumpert. Capella kicks to Fareed. On the wing, Gordon. He's guarded by Udo. And the shot goes in.
Love seeing Gordon work in the pick and roll. Great at pulling up to shoot once the screen comes his way.
Left side, Crowder. 23 seconds left in the first quarter. Shot clock at 5. From past the arc. And Shumpert pulls it down. For 3. And it's Gordon missing. He got it up. The shot that time not on target. At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Jazz lead by 2. Live from Vivint Smart Home Arena, you're watching 2K Sports. And the Rockets came close, but Chris Paul still convinced this team has what it takes to win a title.
I'm in the wrong business if I didn't think we could win a title. I think we still got a lot of ways to go. We got a lot of work to do, but that's the fun thing about it right now, is to know that we're not there.
And his ability to stay positive, Greg, and stay at it, so admirable.
Yeah, and one of the best point guards of all time. You know he's hungry to break through and win a championship.
And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And from what we've seen from the Jazz so far, what's your take?
I mean, an interesting first quarter. The pressure D seems to be causing a lot of turnover.
Just jumped all over him, Greg. I mean, pounced on him, using their length and quickness to come away with those steals.
Favors and Gobert, the tough pair inside. Rubio teams up with Mitchell in the backcourt. And it's Crowder in at the 3. That's the group right now for Utah.
And that's an example of willpower right there, guys. I mean, grabbing the offensive rebound and then going back up strong.
And GA, in a close game like this where every possession is critical, that could prove to be a very big one.
Oh, it sure could, Kevin. I mean, he salvaged 2 big points for them off that miss.
And so here is Houston following the bucket by the Jazz. And Ricky Rubio gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Joe Ingles, who's checked in for Jay Crowder. Stolen by Mitchell. The pass to Ingles. Back to Gobert. And slam dunk by Gobert.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
Harden inside the three-point line, and that one's on target from the wing.
I mean, it's hard not to appreciate Harden because he's a complete package.
Ball against Rubio. The feed now to Favors. Rubio dishes to Mitchell. From deep three-point range, that's good for his third bucket. Now 3 for 6 from the field.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
Harden scanning the floor. The shot falls for only his second bucket, 2 for 9.
And one of the things about Harden is he is incredible at scoring despite getting hit. I mean, astonishing to me how he maintains his focus on these shots.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, guys, the Jazz had to weather the loss of Gordon Hayward, so they need to play together to have success. Coach Quinn Snyder said, "We expect guys to put the team in front of themselves and support each other. Our strength isn't in one guy. We need each other." Kevin?
David, one thing for sure, they come to play almost every game. Thank you. And Greg, right out of the gate, Donovan Mitchell seemed like a veteran more than a rookie.
I mean, his professionalism was one of the first things Ricky Rubio noticed about Mitchell. Father played minor league baseball, knows what it takes to succeed in professional sports. And you can just see it in his approach to practice and his commitment to improving his game. Mitchell was already the surprise of that 2017 draft, and I don't think there's any question he's destined to be a star.
No good on that one. Nene, he's checked in for Clint Capella. And he sinks the second. Look, you had a terrific amateur career. You made NBA all-rookie first team. Can't exactly call you a late bloomer at all. You were really thriving.
Yeah, I had a lot of great people around me, Kevin, from the time I started playing in middle school to high school, college, the pros. Actually was fortunate Herb Williams, a teammate of mine in college at Ohio State, was also with the Pacers when I got there. So that helped my transition immensely to have a friend, veteran guy in the league. He had been there a year before me, break me in, and then I had an opportunity to play a lot and show what I could do, but I attribute it to good fortune, favor, and a lot of good people.
Here's Rubio. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against San Antonio.
And, you know, that night his defense was remarkable as well. He was excellent at coming up with steals.
Gets the three-pointer to fall.
What are you going to do defensively? Such separation with the height advantage in that matchup.
Harden outside. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
You know, James Harden, the leading isolation scorer in the league for the last 3 years plus. He's taken it to a whole new level, almost 12 points a game in isolation in 2018, and his efficiency, the best in the game, is off the charts.
Free throw, no good. And it's interesting, isn't it? Isolation, one-on-one basketball has lost favor league-wide, but Harden flips that logic on its head.
Yeah, it can still be a little frustrating to watch at times, Kevin, but it reminds me a bit of the way that Steph Curry changed the definition of a good shot, his deep range and marksmanship from long distance. Now more and more players are shooting it from that deep. Harden is changing the definition of a good possession because he's just so talented and making the toughest shots look easy.
Now here's Rubio. No points in the game yet for him. To the wing right side. Nice ball movement by Utah. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
Greg, he got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
Well, Rudy Gobert has taken on more of a leadership role with this team. Clearly a difference maker on the court with his defense, and will get the team to fall in line. Hard to argue with one of the elite rim protectors in our league.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes the first. And with Gobert, he does so much as a defender with his impact, Greg, in the paint.
Yeah, and Gobert does so much in terms of cleaning up his teammates' mistakes while they're defending out there on the perimeter. It allows his teammates to be more aggressive on D, knowing he's going to be that last line of defense. And Gobert won't let them get too comfortable, as he is one of the more vocal players in terms of shaping their D.
Last game for the Rockets, they picked up the win against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Here's Harden. Gobert with the block. Mitchell kicks to Rubio. Good work defensively by Paul. Rockets trail by 5. Harden has a wide open look. No good on the 3.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
And the slam dunk by Favors.
Oh, why, dunk you very much.
He can really fly, and you combine that, Greg, with some nice penetration, too, and you've got 2 points.
A lot of bounceability there, guys. I mean, well above the rim. That's what makes him dangerous.
And Houston calls their first time out of the game. They're coming off that win against Minnesota.
And we all know in a hostile environment, always tough, but they were the better team on that night.
No question about it. Honed in completely. They demonstrated real grit in a tough place to play, and they got the result they wanted.
And Utah making a change here. O'Neal's checked in. Gordon's checked in for the Rockets. Pass to Tucker. Harden against O'Neal. Rocket 6. Another shot. It's good, and the Jazz lead is cut down now to just 5 on the bucket from Harden.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Now, here's Ingles. He has 6. Here's Mitchell, and that one good. Mitchell's got the lead up to 7 now for Utah.
And I love the momentum he's building. Last game, he was just as dominant.
Yeah, I concur. I mean, definitely on the roll right now. Seems like everything he's throwing up is going down.
Here is Paul, following the basket by Donovan Mitchell, and stolen by Favors. Gordon against Ingles.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact, straightforward call, simple.
This is his first chance at the line tonight.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Move shots.
He's off on the first. And he ends up missing both free throws. And there's the call on Nene. That's foul number 2 for him.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
Yep, they'll be trying to draw that next foul quickly so they can start getting those easy chances at the stripe.
O'Neal misses. And it's Harden with the ball for Houston. 7-point differential. Their next game is at the American Airlines Center in Dallas for a game with the Mavericks. That'll be the 3rd game of this 3-game road trip. Now, here's Nene. 5 points in the game. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Paul's got 4 assists in the game. O'Neal passes to Gobert. Ingles kicks to Mitchell. Another shot, and it's finished off inside by Gobert. Gobert's got 6 points in the quarter.
Boy, I like seeing that toughness on the offensive glass. Did a nice job judging, anticipating where the miss was going, and then putting it back in. Nicely done.
And he's good on the 3 ball. And that's 15 points for James Harden.
And really, the scoring this quarter has been just off the charts, doing all he can to bring them back.
Nene against Gobert. Mitchell. And Utah, another 3.
And they're right around 50% for the game on their threes, and they've only gotten better as the game's gone on.
Harden draws the double. Over in the corner, Paul. And another 3 for Houston.
They're having more success from three-point range here in the second after a rough first quarter from deep.
Utah calls timeout.
And James Harden, last season's MVP, the runner-up in 2015, actually won the players' vote for MVP that season. But last season, he took home the official hardware.
Houston making some changes. Kenneth Faried's checked in for Nene, and it's Rivers in for Paul. O'Neal kicks to Favors. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Favors has got 10 points in the game. And with James Harden winning the MVP in 2018, Russell Westbrook in 2017, Kevin Durant in 2014, you think a few what-ifs right now in Oklahoma City?
A few, more than that, Kevin. I mean, probably tough for them all to win MVP playing on one team. A good shot at a different trophy, though, maybe the one that starts with the name of Larry.
Boy, a remarkable athlete is Kenneth Faried. You throw a pass anywhere near him, and he'll finish it off in style.
O'Neal passes to Gobert. Back to O'Neal. Left side Favors. Shot clock at 6. Shoots over Tucker. Favors can't get it to go.
And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Yeah, tit for tat on the glass. Just one more aspect of what's been a very closely contested ball game here.
Jazz leading by 4. Ingles finds Favors. Knocked away. Stolen by Tucker.
A really good rebound in traffic. That's what the big fella's there for.
From deep, Ingles. It's rebounded by Houston, and Derek Favors picks up the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. So Utah ends up going with the new group, and a switch here also for Houston. Shumpert's checked in. Rockets trail by 4. Outside Gordon. Kicks it to Shumpert. It doesn't go for him. Utah's gone 7 of 15 from three-point range tonight. They're not afraid of that shot. Left side Gordon. It's stolen by Korver. Oh, here we go now. Crowder's got it. The fast break chance. Shumpert with some nice D.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
Stolen by Exum. And now Utah, fast break. Here's Korver. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. And a chance now to look at the schedule for Houston. On Saturday, they'll go up against Kristaps Porzingis and the Dallas Mavericks. Then on Tuesday, they'll be playing against Damian Lillard and the Portland Trail Blazers.
And looking at the Grizzlies matchup,
Take a break.
That's
Take a
going
break.
to be one where it would
2
take
shots.
a lot of errors and maybe a cold shooting night for things to go wrong. They just have that much of an advantage over that team.
The free throw drops for Korver.
Tell you what, you've got to get to Korver right away. This guy has unlimited range and a lightning quick release.
Houston making a switch here. Capella's checked in. Both free throws good from Korver.
Textbook shooting from the stripe. Great form, soft release. Mark it up.
Feeds it to Faried, and it's slammed in by Faried.
Faried known for being a great dunker. Give him any room to work with, and he's getting to that rim.
Neto surveying the floor, passes it to Korver. He kicks to Crowder. Down low, and Udo with the stuff.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
And those are the kind of sequences that tell you why the score is what it is.
Buries it from three-point range. Gordon's got 5.
Yeah, they're relying on their three-point shooting and getting pretty good results.
Here's Neto. He's guarded by Rivers. Neto kicks to Korver. Good on the triple. Korver's got 5 points in the quarter.
And this really is the story of the game. They've been outstanding from beyond the arc, especially in the second quarter.
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And taking a look here at the numbers for Clint Capella, this last month he's been positively spectacular. 6th in field goal percentage, 12th in rebounding, and of course rim protection always at a premium. That's an important part of his game. Top 20 in blocks per.
And back to his phenomenal efficiency from 3, top 10 in the league. His consistent shooting creates so many openings in the defense. First one falls for him. He hits both from the stripe. And so it's Rivers with it. He'll bring it up for the Houston Rockets. Trailing here by 8. Pass to Gordon. And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
And mistakes, guys, this quarter have translated to 9 points at the other end.
Sloppy play really costing them, Greg. Much of their problems have been self-induced.
Here's Neto. 7 points in the game. Here's Crowder. Stolen by Rivers. And there's a whistle. That goes on Neto. That'll be his second foul of the game.
And that's foul number 2. And maybe you don't sit him at this point, but you really have to be careful to not pick up another before half.
Green, he's checked in for Gordon. Capella kicks to Rivers. Back to Capella. The shot from the low post is good. Capella's got 6 points.
When Capella plays with force inside, watch out. I like his intensity.
From downtown, Exum's shot is off. Rockets trail by 6. The Rockets shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game. Free throw good, Green. Ricky Rubio checked in for the Jazz. And a switch here also for Houston. House is checked in. And both free throws good for Green. And Kenneth Faried, an outstanding performance with Team USA in 2014. But, Greg, his minutes have gone down in recent seasons.
Yeah, I mean, he's a great rebounder. He's got all the athleticism you need, but he's not a shooter or a big-time defender. In today's game, you need your big man to do at least one of those two.
He continues to struggle from the field. But luckily for him and his team, his teammates have been able to pick him up and get the job done.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
Yeah, that's a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yep, he was on the money, that's no doubt. From deep, Green. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in.
And Korver's solid at getting a hand in the face of shooters. Like seeing him hustle on that end of the floor.
Donovan Mitchell firing on all cylinders for the Utah Jazz. He's been a major threat from three-point range. Got 2 of them to fall in that quarter. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. With Coach Quinn Snyder, Quinn, what has to happen in the second half?
Well, we got to keep getting stops and really just make plays. Make plays on the offensive end and be solid defensively. No magic.
It's a pretty simple game, right, Coach? Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, Hoop fans. NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. EJ, Shaq, Jet. Donovan Mitchell was on fire in the first half. He had 14 points, 2 steals, and 1 assist. And, Kenny, what'd you see out there from the Jazz?
Well, their success was largely about second chance points. They crashed the offense's boards heavy in the first half. I love how they fight for every 50-50 ball like it's the last ball on earth.
Shaq, how'd you think the Rockets were playing?
I think it was their passing that's kept them in the game. You can see it in their assist numbers. They were very, very unselfish. The ball moving from side to side, guys making good cuts. It's enabled them to create a lot of chances. As long as they stay on the same page and keep working together, they got a great chance to take control of this game.
And that'll do it for our halftime report. Stay tuned for the second half, about to get underway.
The streets and buildings of Salt Lake City lit up gorgeously as we welcome you back to the action here in Utah. Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. One of the stories here, James Harden getting it done today.
His points production thus far off the charts. It's only been 2 quarters. Just a great effort for him for the entire half.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter where he is on the floor either, Greg. He's making it look very easy. He's looking to score the ball.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. Jazz leading by 4. So on the floor for Houston. The engine of this team, Paul and Harden in the backcourt. E.J. Tucker is out there with Green, and it's Capella in at the center, locking down the middle. Now, here's Mitchell. Paul with the steal, and Derek Favors picks up the foul. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Rockets trail by 4. And here's Harden. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Harden's got the first points of the second half up on the board for the Rockets. Rubio against Paul. And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen. And how about a look at a few of the hottest players in the NBA right now, the top scoring shooting guards in the past 10 games. James Harden, number 1. Donovan Mitchell is 2nd.
And night after night, we see this group punish opposing defenses. I mean, if you pick one way to deal with them, they'll beat you another way.
Yeah, you don't have to take a long look at their point totals to see that this is the premier group of scorers at the premier scoring position in the NBA. Shooting guards can flat out bring it.
Here's Ingles. That shot misses. And the Rockets take it the other way. Harden with it. Now defended by Gobert. And the dunk by Capella.
Well, I like how Capella stays one step ahead of the posse on defense. Has a real good sense of body control.
And a tremendous Unleash Chaos replay coming to you courtesy of Under Armour Hover Hammer. The Rockets shooting 52% from the floor. Nice work so far from them. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, as we know, Rudy Gobert is a 7-footer with an aggressive mentality. He said some guys don't have pride, but I do. Sometimes too much. Quinn Snyder said he gets angry, which I like. Whatever kind of stereotypes Americans have about the French, they don't apply. Not to him anyway, guys.
Sacre bleu! Thank you, G.A. He is indeed a fiery competitor. Here is Harden following the basket by Donovan Mitchell. Harden, no good.
Yeah, but they're 3 of 4 to start the second half.
To the paint. Here's Fit. Oh!
Wow! Are you? Oh, my goodness.
Oh, he got fancy with that one.
Yeah, maybe trying to give them the momentum boost they need to break this game open.
And I like it, Kevin and Greg. I mean, some coaches might want to see just a sure-handed lay-in there, but for me, I don't mind a little extra.
Utah calls timeout.
And Kevin, he saw his guys just a little sluggish out there. Oftentimes a timeout like this allows you to kind of just reset.
And just who is providing all the playmaking here tonight? Let's look at the breakdown between the front and backcourt for the Rockets.
This backcourt is really shouldering the load in terms of the ball movement and great assists. When you look at the overall contributions compared to the bigs, nice work on distributing the ball.
Now, here's Rubio. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Paul, right side. A three-pointer, no good.
Well, I think the defense got really lucky there. I mean, you can't afford to give up wide open shots from deep.
And the shot goes in from Rudy Gobert.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
Nene, he's checked in for the Rockets. Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Mitchell.
All right, a chance to check out the numbers for Harden.
He's been fantastic over the last 10 games or so, averaging 33 points, 7 assists, and 4 rebounds. And the numbers, while pretty outstanding, I mean, we've now come to expect that from this guy.
Completely in harmony with what his coach is trying to do there. Just a marvelous all-around talent.
Let's take a look at some numbers for Rubio. Really been a key contributor over the past month. First in free throw percentage, 8th in steals, and his playmaking ability, unquestioned, one of the top 15 assist men in our league.
And it's nice when you have the NBA's best free throw shooter just keep the ball in his hands in clutch situations. He's been completely automatic this season.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of it.
Harden against Mitchell. Harden outside, out to the wing. 6 on the shot clock. There's Green with the 3. The Rockets again can't hit. And it's Rubio with the ball for the Utah Jazz. 3-point lead.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Kyle Korver, he's checked in for Derek Favors. Rockets have gone 4 of 7 to get things started here in the second half. And Kyle Korver picks up the foul. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Nene, the pass to Green. Back to Nene. Houston moving it around. Just 5 on the clock. Paul kicks to Green. Fires the 3. Jay Crowder pulls it in. Jazz leading by 3. Guys, they've been getting it done.
They came out with a mission, and they have been tough to stop.
Mitchell up top, guarded by Green. Offensive rebound. Crowder. Some solid defense there by Nene. Houston's gone 1 of 4 in 3-point shots here in the 3rd. Stolen by Rubio. Out of bounds. Houston takes possession. And the Rockets making a change here. Gordon's checked in. On the wing, Harden. Covered by Mitchell. Harden against Mitchell. Gordon kicks to Nene. Over Gobert. That one a little long.
The defense did a really good job of choking off the middle there once he got inside.
To the paint. Stolen by Harden. Here's the teardrop. And it's laid in by Paul. Paul's got 10 points.
The teardrop. Man, he does it so nicely. It's 6 feet tall. That might be stretching it a touch. It's a shot that Paul has had to master, and he certainly has.
They didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
Harden with it. Now defended by Mitchell. And with that, the Utah lead is cut down to a single point after the basket from Tucker.
That's platinum level dime dropping right there by Harden. Such a smart passer. Gets us to his teammates on time and on target.
Now here's Rubio. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for Utah.
Well, it's been an outstanding game for them in the open court. Their fast break points really stand out.
Yeah, and also the way they've been able to generate points off of the turnovers that they forced tonight has also helped.
The Jazz making a switch here. Exum's checked in. The Rockets also changing it up. Fareed comes in for P.J. Tucker. And it's Austin Rivers in for Chris Paul. And Gobert drops them both. Rockets trail by 3. Timeout called, the Rockets.
Yeah, you can sense he wasn't happy with how things are going here. Probably looking to change it up a bit.
Nothing wrong with that. You got to be flexible. When something isn't working, you adjust, you modify, you go to something else. That's what the best coaches do.
And Utah making a change here. Udo's checked in. Rubio against Rivers. It's deflected. Harden draws the double to the middle. Gordon finds Rivers. 4 on the shot clock. And the ball goes out of bounds. Nice touch by Fareed. Well, you got to help out the team whenever you can, and this group of shooting guards have helped out on the glass for their respective teams this year. James Harden is second.
Well, it's not easy to do what these players have done in that area, strictly because of positioning. I mean, typically a 2-guard, you're not in tight when a shot goes up, so competing for rebounds is that much more difficult.
And that's why it takes that unique combination of agility and instincts to make your way onto that list. Those guys have a terrific balance of the physical and mental aspects of the game.
Udo gets the bucket.
And that's what you want to see. Good fundamental sound basketball with the bounce pass.
To the middle. Here's Nene. Throws it down as the official calls the foul. It may be a 3-point play. Udo picks one up.
And guys, right now, the defense mentally not there. Can't afford too many of those in a close game like this.
Yeah, Jay, you're right. Almost a free run for him there.
Momentum can swing on plays like that, Kevin, especially when the finish has that much thunder on it.
Now, here's Rubio. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. To the left wing. Udo, the pass to Crowder. Kicks it to Rubio. Nice ball movement by Utah. Those 3-pointers off the mark.
Yeah, that's got them over the limit with a lot of time still left. They're going to have to tone it down, or they may end up giving up a lot of free throws here.
Houston shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here.
You know, it's nearly impossible trying to defend Harden. I mean, he has it all in his package. One of the best penetrators in the game. He's a great passer, and we know what he can do scoring the ball.
The Jazz have gotten 6 of their 12 shots to drop for him here in the second half so far. And Rubio kicks to Udo. Back to Rubio. Banked in off the glass. Rubio's got his first basket of the night.
Gutsy play. I mean, with the defender in his face, Rubio never loses concentration.
And Ricky Rubio might be one of the most unselfish players in the league. Not only for his passing and how much he enjoys piling up assists, but how he does a great job adjusting to what the team needs him to do and not worrying about his own game.
Here is Udo following the basket by Nene. Udo, the pass to Crowder. Kicks it out to Rubio. Off target from outside. And for Rubio, who has been in the eye of the media for so long, Greggy's always been unselfish. We've always seen that in his style of play.
You're right, Kevin. You've always been able to see that with Rubio's game. Great at making quick reads, seeing passes before they develop. I mean, he can see who's open and who's going to be open before he even catches a pass.
Not a lot going his way. Everything he's shooting is just off the mark. I mean, somehow he's got to figure out a way to turn it around.
Knocks it loose. It's stolen by Korver. Rubio, the pass to Udo. And Udo with the stuff.
Yeah, when Rubio's in there, he's looking to do one thing on the offensive end. He's kind of an Allen wrench. He wants to simply facilitate.
Houston's gone 1 of 4 in 3-point shots here in the third. From deep, Harden bangs home the trifecta. Harden's got 2 now from beyond the arc in the third for the Rockets. Utah calls timeout. You gotta like what Harden has done in this game so far.
And, you know, Kevin, he's on another level right now. Knocking down threes left and right. The defense isn't doing their job, and I think they've got to talk about it quickly.
And the Jazz with some changes. Joe Ingles, he's checked in for Corver. And it's Mitchell in for Exum. And a change for the Rockets. Clint Capella, he's checked in for Fareed. Jazz trail by 3. Rubio looking it over. Here's Udo. And Udo with the stuff.
Excellent awareness there, zipping the ball over to the perfect spot to score.
And so it's Harden bringing it up for Houston. From downtown, Houston gets it back. Nene finds Rivers. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls.
That's a clean look they gave him there, fellas, and he drains those.
Rubio the pass to Udo. Capella against Crowder. Inside. Here's Mitchell. Got a piece of it. And he recovers it. Here's Udo. It's rebounded by Houston. Harden's got his 4th rebound in this one. Inside. Nene. And Nene slams it in.
And just tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
That's bringing it down hard.
Guys, it is symbolic of their effort here tonight.
Now, here's Rubio. He's making his presence felt offensively with his scoring average up there at almost 13 points a game. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown so far for the Rockets.
And they haven't been pushed around in the paint at all in this game. They have been the aggressors.
Something that also stands out tonight is the number of assists they have. I mean, that's a mark of a good club.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Edwards comes in for Nene. And it's Green in for James Harden. It'll go. The Rocket lead is cut down now to just 4 in the basket for Mitchell.
And not relying at all on the three-point shot. They may want to rethink about stretching the defense a bit like they did in that first half.
Now here's Rivers. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. Gordon goes in. Rejected by Crowder. Mitchell with it. Picked up by Rivers. Udo gets the bucket. Now just a 2-point Rocket lead.
Nice pass there to set that basket up.
Rivers kicks to Capella. There's 48 seconds left in the third. Count it, and the foul. It's going to be on Jay Crowder.
Clint Capella has what we call raw strength. And because of that, he's able to play through contact and score the ball.
And Clint Capella with a big pay raise this season.
Well, you forget just how young he is. I mean, this guy is just starting his career. His rookie contract concluded last season, and the Rockets willing to pay whatever they needed to keep him.
P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for Houston. Paul comes in for Gordon.
Boy, and Clint Capella, C-squared, a late first-round pick in 2014, viewed by most as a project, but the analytics community ranked him highly. No surprise then that the Rockets snapped him up and they got a steal. They love the analytics approach in Houston.
And he makes the first. Gobert, he's checked in for the Jazz. Favors comes in for Ricky Rubio. And both free throws good from Crowder.
Wow, they've made every free throw here in the second half.
And that efficiency, Greg, as you know, so critical when you're looking to overcome a deficit. You've got to be close to perfect and can't waste scoring opportunities.
26 seconds left to play here in the third. Favors, and then Favors with the dunk.
And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points.
Hey, guys, I know I'm stating the obvious here, but those could be an important 2 points considering how close this game is.
Mitchell against Paul. It's Rivers on the wing. Capella dishes to Paul. And the dunk by Capella.
You know, we're used to seeing this kind of efficiency from Capella, but he's scoring with volume, too. That's impressive.
Buried from outside. But I don't know. I think we may see a review here. That was pretty close. Well, we thought the third quarter was over, but it turns out the officials are going to review the play to see if he released the ball before the buzzer.
And to me, guys, it looks pretty clear-cut on the instant replay. I mean, the ball was out of his hands in time. I think they'll confirm this one pretty quickly.
Well, I can't see how they'd come to any other conclusion. I mean, we have a good look at it on the replay. The clock's still ticking when it left his fingertips.
Basket is good.
And the call is going to be overturned. The second look shows that he did, in fact, beat the clock.
Yeah, they're glad they're going to get those points. It wasn't too long ago that they wouldn't even have looked at it on the monitor.
James Harden getting it done for Houston. He was a true standout at the offensive end, both with his scoring and his passing. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
For me, next to the big-time alley-oops and monster throwdowns, passes like that are probably the next best thing when it comes to sweet-looking NBA highlights.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. Ingles outside with Favors at power forward. Jake Crowder out there with Mitchell. And it's Gobert in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's the 5 on the floor for the Jazz. Here's Crowder, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. And a moment to check out now what Utah has coming up. On Sunday, they'll be playing against LaMarcus Aldridge and the San Antonio Spurs. And then on Monday, they'll go up against Russell Westbrook and the Oklahoma City Thunder.
And Kevin, I think you have to look at this as an opportunity to take a step forward. Sometimes tough road trips can bring the best out of a team and bring you closer together.
Makes it, and the next one could tie it up. James Harden, he's checked in for Rivers. He doesn't get the second one. And so Green will bring it up for Houston. Harden draws the double. They kick it out to Green. There's the triple. Gobert pulls it in. Gobert's got rebound number 13 for him here tonight.
You know what? They're winning, though, despite the fact that he has just been really off.
And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Ricky Rubio checked in for Utah. Goes up off the inbound. And it's Mitchell missing. And for Houston, they're shooting an efficient 53% from the field. Harden finds Capella. Houston moving the ball around. Rubio against Paul. Clock at 6. Lob pass to Capella. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
And the instincts from the veteran point guard. Chris Paul has tremendous feel for the game and for how to get his teammates the ball when they're open.
To the wing right side. Always going up for the alley-oop here. Stolen by Tucker. On the wing, Harden. Uncovered. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got assist number 7 for him tonight.
Now you got to remember that Harden has a quick trigger. Staple gun quick. This guy is looking to score as soon as the ball touches his hands.
Ingles passes to Favors. To the middle. Here's Mitchell. He can't hit that time. Good D by Harden. Houston leading by 5. And 2 free free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's going to be on Donovan Mitchell.
Love the ferocity. Heck, that's one of my favorite words, ferocity. Harden, excellent at accelerating and decelerating. That's the thing that makes him so tough. He can go fast, slow, or mid-range speed.
The Jazz shooting straight 49% from the field. Now, here's Rubio. And the pass to Ingles. Down low, here's Mitchell. 11 feet out, and he hits it. Mitchell's got 13 points here in the second half alone.
And he has the chops for this, raising the intensity when it matters most.
Yeah, he's really calm in these situations. Simply takes his time in tight spots. You got to be patient, and he is playing to his strengths.
You know, when Chris Paul came to the Rockets, a lot of people questioned if he and James Harden would be able to share the ball. Both known for being ball-dominant guards. I think you'd have to say it's worked out pretty well.
There's the triple. Gobert pulls it in. Gobert's Jazz trail by 8. Down low, stolen by Tucker. Green against Ingles. Pass to Paul from deep. It's in and good for his 6th field goal in 10 attempts. And I think Chris Paul never comfortable with that ball-dominant label, Greg. He never played with another guard who could create, certainly on the level of Harden.
No doubt about it. I mean, Mo P, J.J. Redick, guys who were great shooters, but really more off-the-ball players. Chris needed to be that kind of a playmaker, but with Harden, he has someone just as gifted at creating baskets for himself and others.
Kyle Korver, he's checked in for Joe Ingles. To the middle, here's Favors, and then Favors with the dunk.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with the pass.
Houston leading by 9. Harden kicks to Capella, to the inside, and Harden with the basket on the assist from Tucker. 33 points for James Harden.
Strong work for him at the offensive end, helping them to maintain that lead.
Passes to Gobert. Harden against Mitchell. Back to Gobert. Ball's knocked loose. 5 on the clock. And it's out of bounds. Utah able to retain possession here. Jazz trail by 11. Shot from the inbound.
The wheels have completely come off for him here in the second half.
Harden against Rubio. Down low, here's Paul. Scores the bucket. He's 7 for 11 and continues to look good.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
And Rubio kicks to Gobert. Mitchell outside. Gobert down low. Capella covering. Count it, and the Houston lead has been cut to just 11 points in the basket from Rudy Gobert. Rockets on offense. They're on a 16-6 run. On the wing, Harden, covered by Mitchell, unloads from 13. Gobert pulls it in. Gobert's got 15 rebounds here tonight. Rockets on offense. They're on a 16-6 run. Harden gets the bucket.
And you can just see his confidence is rising. Bucket after bucket from long range.
Mitchell kicks to Rubio. Back to Mitchell. Over Harden. Misses off the left iron.
I tell you what, the way he's been going this quarter, guys, they're going to need somebody else to pick up the slack.
Rudy Gobert with the rebound.
And the defender was very apathetic there. Fortunately for them, he missed that mid-range jumper.
Korver, good.
Got to be happy with the result, moving the ball so well on that possession. Beautiful.
And it's Harden with the ball for Houston. Harden draws the double. And Tucker kicks to Harden. Pass to Paul. Poked away. Now Mitchell. That's in, coming off an assist from Rubio. Mitchell's got 15 points in just the second half. Houston leading by 10. Now a timeout called by Houston.
And he could tell his guys starting to wear down a little bit. Call time to just let them get their legs back under them.
A chance now to recognize our Jordan player of the game, James Harden.
And guys, no doubt who our pick was going to be. He's made everyone else on the court look like they're playing at half speed. It's been total domination, and you can't help but just sit back and admire that performance.
Well, to come in here facing a hostile crowd and have a game like he's had, that's what separates the good players from the great players. And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, during that break, Mike D'Antoni talked to his team. He told them one thing. He said, no mistakes from here on out. We've got a good lead. Don't take chances. No dumb fouls. Smart basketball the rest of the way. Guys.
Thanks so much, David. They get it again. Capella with the bucket. Capella's got 20.
Love how Capella stays alert on the offensive board, creating second chance opportunities thanks to that activity.
Up top, Rubio. Defended by Paul. Here's Korver for three, and Utah another three.
Terrific assist that time by Rubio.
Rockets leading by 9. Harden outside, inside, and the dunk by Capella.
Oh, phenomenal alley-oop slam there.
They are taking advantage of a team that looks lost out there.
Boy, I tell you what, guys, this is really getting close to being real ugly.
And guys on defense gasping for air at this point.
Well, I tell you what, Greg, what can they do? I mean, nobody can miss a shot. I mean, these guys are bringing it on offense right now.
Tucker with the ball. Back to Paul. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And Greg, another free agent this past summer was Chris Paul. Many unsure of what his plans might be, but he made them very clear in a hurry.
Paul signing very early in free agency with the Rockets. Huge 4-year deal worth $160 million. Rockets are in win-now mode and were willing to commit the money to Paul to give them a shot at winning a title in the next few seasons.
And the second free throw, good.
Both prolific and efficient. Ultra competitive as well. Paul is a double-double threat who shoots a very high percentage from the floor and line.
Rubio, the pass to Mitchell. Dishes it to Crowder. Harden against Mitchell. And then Mitchell at the dunk.
I mean, already hot coming into the game. Is it fair to say he's hotter?
Well, that might be fair, Greg, but I wouldn't want to take away from what he did in that last game. I mean, let's just say it's a pretty nice run he's on, no matter how you decide to frame it up.
And Harden with the stuff.
Whenever Harden sprints inside, man, I love it. Has so many ways he can finish near the basket.
And Rubio kicks to Favors. On the wing, Mitchell. Lobs it up for Favors. And Derek Favors with the slam.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg.
Well, I like the way he capped off that drive. The one-hand hole punch.
Now the pass to Harden. No good on the three. Jazz trail by 7. Rubio outside. To the paint. Here's Mitchell. That's in, coming off an assist from Rubio. Rubio's got his 8th assist in the game. And so here is Houston. They've led by as many as 14 points. Ball against Rubio. Fires from 14. Again, the Rockets score.
He's been turned up this quarter, showing a lot of confidence and sinking a lot of his shots.
Mitchell outside. And the wide open shot from Crowder, and Utah another three.
A pretty free look from three-point range. The D forgot about him on that possession.
You know, Greg, I think that might have been intentional. It perhaps was not an accident because he's typically not the guy that's taking that shot at this stage of the game.
Now a timeout called by Houston.
And really, whether you're up or down, it's a game of adjustments.
Always. And having a good coach is critically important. I mean, you need somebody you can count on to make the right adjustment.
Down low, Harden takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely. Harden's got 40 points. Harden against Mitchell. Right wing. Puts up a three. It's rebounded by Paul.
You know, to cut deficits, you got to be making smart basketball plays out there. Taking care of the ball. It's not done by hoisting up bonehead threes like that one.
I tell you what, I don't know what he did in the locker room, but he needs to do a little bit more of it because he's on fire.
And the Jazz call time here. One of the stories here, James Harden getting it done today.
Absolutely on fire. They need to regroup and figure out a way to slow his roll.
Here's Mitchell. The Jazz again can't hit it. Rockets leading by 8. Paul outside. Fires for 3. And Harden with the basket on the assist by Paul. Paul's got assist number 10 tonight with that last one. Pass to Favors. Shoots over Tucker. Misses off the right iron. And it's Harden with the ball for Houston. Stolen by Harden. We've got 1:28 left in the fourth quarter of this one. And Paul gets it to go in.
Outstanding long-range marksmanship from Paul. Solid at spraying it from deep.
Mitchell passes to Gobert. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. Gobert's got 4 points in the quarter.
And with that basket, he's able to end a 10-0 run by the Rockets.
Houston's gone 4-7 with the long ball here in the fourth quarter. Harden against Mitchell. It's Harden with the drive and the jam by Harden.
And these are the types of games where one team clearly has the edge. Tonight, it will be a win by a large margin for the Rockets.
This was a very efficient offense tonight.
And they found a way to get their shots to go down. A little luck didn't hurt. A lot of their 50-50 shots fell their way.
And so this will mark the 15th win of the year for them.
And continued dominance against this team, winning both of their matchups this season.
And, you know, against a conference opponent, Greg, who you're going to see 4 times total on the season, a 2-0 advantage is pretty healthy.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for James Harden.
Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping it in.
Rubio in the corner. And they come right back with their own three-pointer.
This is not the team we've been watching for most of the night.
Well, hopefully they can ride this momentum into the next game because this one is done. Over. Fine.
And the first one at the line is good. Harden hits them both. So far, we've seen them be a bit careless with the ball.
Simply put, out of control is how they've played thus far. They're going to have to reel it in and show some more discipline. And I bet you'll never see too many guys who can put forth an effort on the boards like this one.
Yeah, as a former outstanding rebounder myself, I can certainly appreciate what this guy is doing. An extraordinary combination of talent and desire is what allows him to do what he's done today. Great performance.
Neto kicks to Exum from deep Ingles. The rebound by Harden. So we see the Rockets taking the win here. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much, James. Congrats on the win. What got it done for you at the end tonight?
Just being aggressive. I told my guys on the court that we had to make a run, and it had to be a good one. Defensively, we did a pretty good job down the stretch. We got some shots to fall, and we came with the victory.
Great play tonight, James. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. See you next time.